Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern Time Zone of the USA. It is 1830 Zulu on October 31st, 2024. And this is the Manufacturer Showcase brought to you by DX Engineering. And this is where we interview any one of our up to 170 different manufacturers that we sell here at DX Engineering. I'm really excited today to have Callum from DX Commander on. Callum, how are you?
Good day, sir. I'm very well. All the better to see you, young Tim. Thank you for having me on
It's
your
great to see
special
you.
show.
Callum, how are things going with DX Commander now that we have all these sunspots?
Well, I've had several emails from people who, I made a couple of videos about how to use M0MCX and, just how to enter a contest and things like that. And I've had 4 or 5 new contest enterers just with a single vertical, multi-band. And they've had an absolute ball, all the way, from 80 up to 10. We're not as kind of a 160 meter guy. I know you've got some fancy kit for 160, Tim, but they've still had a ball, new countries, and they've joined in the pile-ups and things like that, which is nice, So, yeah, it's working. Although some weekends, it's typical, isn't it? You think, I'm going to have a blast on my radio, and then we get some, corona thing going on in the sun,
Right.
and the whole band goes down. But the CQ Worldwide weekend was apparently quite busy. I'm really, really busy right now putting a new tower up and building a Yagi, which we will put into production. So 45 feet. I know that's nothing for you, young Tim, but in the UK, 45 feet is actually a reasonable size, okay?
Well, and that's what most guys have, right?
Yeah.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
that's
And
it.
I've done it on the cheap, just you know what a scaffolding pole is.
Right.
A steel scaffolding pole with a coupler and then an aluminium scaffolding pole on the top, just so we've got the weight and the strength of the bottom, and a pulley and a falling derrick. And it's all on the channel, we videoed it all. Great fun. And I'm just about to release a video tonight on the 2-element Yagi. Just a little homebrew thing to get us going, because the whole objective is to go down. I don't know if you've ever used one of these, Tim. I mean, you're kind of a mono band outfit, the whole K3LR world is, but for people that have just got the one tower, they can go down the hex beam route and opti beam, and there's a few other things. But I'm going to reinvent the quad. How about that, Tim? So the cubicle quad.
Yeah. That's a great antenna.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever used one, or if people on the live chat have used one, but I've had a few emails when people realised what I was doing. And most of them are saying, the guy goes, "Oh, it's a complete nightmare." But you got to remember, a lot of these people, they're developing it from they're home brewing a cubicle, a spidered, boomless they call it, don't they?
Right.
Cubicle quad, 2-element thing. And yeah, to make it from scratch is going to be hard. But obviously, I'll be supplying the bits and the instruction manual. As long as you just follow the rules, you'll end up with a. So that's my winter project. Trust me to pick a winter to end up doing my development. Freezing cold feet and my cold hands at 65 years old. But I just love RF, Tim, and I can't stop. Once you've got the bug, it generally lasts for life, doesn't it?
It does. And so let's talk about this 2-element quad, Callum.
Yeah.
What bands are you going to have this on?
Right. I'm not going all the way down to 40. Okay.
Wow.
No, I'm not going to 40. It's just too big. I need 100. To make 40 worthwhile with a Yagi or a quad, you need 100 feet. Come on.
Right.
There's better ways of doing it, 4 squares and stuff. But so no, we'll do 20 up to 6. And you could put an extension. You could have 2 on it maybe. But I don't know if DX Engineering sell a little remote 6-way coax switch, because the optimum way of feeding a quad is with a separate feed line. Click, click, click.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you imagine those guys that have had maybe a hex beam for 5 or 6 years, and are after just a little bit more, because all the data that's coming to me the emails I'm getting from people going, "Oh, I built a quad," is they're getting a band opening, half an hour before their friends. They're just, I don't know what it is, but there's something on paper they look the same as a reasonable Yagi, but in reality, I've got a funny feeling, and I don't know until we've built this thing. But I've got a funny feeling it's you end up with a whisper, quiet receive. It could be the fact that basically it loops, right? You got nothing at the end. So that could be quite good fun. I mean, there's not. I don't know. DX Engineering selling a quad at the moment, a cubicle quad.
No. Yeah, I gotta tell you that the last time I used a cubicle quad was when Hygain was making a cubicle quad.
Okay.
And it was just on 20, 15, and 10 meters. And that was about 45 years ago. So,
Oh,
the
really?
cubicle quad, Callum, is hard to put up.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to install that.
Yeah,
So if you've got it with a falling derrick on a
that's it.
pole,
Yeah.
now maybe we got something here.
Yeah. Well, I won't supply. So I've made a couple of detailed videos on building a 45-foot hand cranked tower safely. It's a bit scary, and I'm sure, Tim, in your younger years, you've done things and you've looked at it when it's halfway up. You thought, "What the hell have why have we done this?"
That's right.
Yeah, but it hasn't fallen down. I do wear a hard hat
Good.
because and I do all my stuff solo because it's during the week. All my friends are at work and that sort of thing, So,
Right.
But anyway, we got it up 40. I measured it. It's 45 feet, that's in banana money. But in new money, that's 14 meters. So we're over half a wavelength for 20 meters, and I got this 20-meter Yagi up there, and I've got Jonathan and Mike, some friends of mine. They're coming down. We'll put the amplifier on. We'll have some fun with that. I'm a bit annoyed because you very kindly sent me a gift, Tim, about a year ago of a Comtech Foursquare.
Yes.
And I'm so close to. I've got the control lines in, the 4 verticals are in, and today I was going to lay out about 2,500 feet of radials and have them all connected together. And I ran out of time. Okay, so it's nearly ready. I've got the elements on, not tuned yet. I can only tune them once all the whole radials are down.
Right.
Get them all the same. And but anyway, with Mike and Jonathan coming up, we might get, if I can put half the radial field in, maybe, we might be able to get it on the air for Saturday night, late. So evening time for, US. Might be able to make some contacts on 40. No, you had a couple of Foursquares, I seem to remember, before you went the whole Yagi route on 40.
Yes.
But
the Foursquare is great.
Pardon?
The
Really?
Foursquare is really good.
Am I right in saying then, Tim, that not only because you've got on receive now, because you've got this front to back, not only have you got your main lobe, which is 4 or 5, if you're lucky 6 dB gain coming in, but because you cannot hear from behind,
right?
Surely it must feel better than 5 or 6 dB because you're just not hearing anything behind you. Is that right?
Right. And on 40 meters, Callum, and I'm sure this is the same thing in the UK. There's a lot of noise, so that front to back ratio, beats down the noise off the back.
Yeah. So you're taking 60-70% of the just background crud.
Yes.
Putting that away now, because I've always had a joke with my people and on the internet. I'm always after the next 3 dB.
That's right.
And we all are.
Yes.
And so I've got a funny feeling. Not only, and well, you've just confirmed it. Not only am I getting the 5 dB gain, I'm getting another 3 dB kind of because I just can't hear what's behind me.
Yeah, and that's really the big thing. I mean, over time, as you've been in the hobby long enough, that the noise on the band, especially from local noise, has gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's come up and up and up. So when you have that directivity with either a quad or the Yagi or the Foursquare, that's the real benefit.
Yeah.
So
that,
I think you're going to have a ball with that Foursquare,
Yeah,
and I know I speak for everybody that's watching. We can't wait to hear about your quad experiments, your
yeah,
Yagi experiments,
yeah,
and all those things. And I do want to recognize the people in the chat room, Callum, because
yeah, indeed.
there's a lot of your fans here. Jeff is on from Dayton, Ohio. November 8, India Bravo Whiskey. And then Rodney, Kilo Juliet 5, Fox Whiskey Charlie. Glad to see Callum on the show. Good afternoon from the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Uh-huh.
And from the UK, it's Mike Zero Delta Sierra Kilo.
Yeah,
Richard is on.
yeah, yeah. See
From
him.
Switzerland, Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Bravo Yankee.
Yeah.
And Marvin says, two of my favorites together.
I
How about
see. I
that?
know. Yeah, tremendous.
And
Yeah.
Donnie says, I love his acting and the way he talks. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
And Donnie is Kilo Kilo 4, Echo Kilo Kilo.
Yeah.
And our friend Dale is on, November Alpha 8 Alpha. And always good to see Dale. And from down in Florida, it's Kilo Golf 2, Mike.
Yeah. Often calls
who's
in on
on.
my live stream.
Yeah, he's been on
yeah.
the show.
And
Yeah.
G6AD. Yeah, he's just around the corner from here. He came to our open day.
About 80s on all 5 bands. We worked him in the CQ Worldwide. Adrian, Papa Echo 2 Kilo. And from Hamcation, Callum, it's John, November 4, Juliet Tango Kilo. He's one of the hardest working guys you're going to find
Is
in
that right?
Orlando, Florida. John and all the people down there associated with Hamcation, they do
Yeah.
such a great job.
Indeed.
Marvin's on from Virginia, Kilo India 4, Quebec X-ray, and Drew, Kilo Delta 8, Charlie Mike November, and our friend Katie, Kilo Echo 8, Lima Queen Radio. Katie was on 75 meters and 15 meters here over the weekend, having fun in the CQ Worldwide.
Tremendous.
Callum, we don't have much time left, but I did want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite radio? I know you could have any radio you want.
Yeah, I know.
I get asked from, what's Callum's favorite radio?
Okay, well, I mean, let's just dial back over the last 10 years. In the old days, it was the old FT 1000 MP with the INRAD upgrade, and so forth. I used to enjoy the aircraft K3 with the 2 VFOs. I'm currently on an out of production TS 990.
Ooh,
Tim, I am addicted to dual VFOs, okay?
Yes.
And I often hit the tracking button and have this one on the same frequency but a different antenna.
Right.
I might hit the preamp on just to bring the signal in balance and then pile up. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. You get this kind of three-dimensional world going on. You can pick out, this guy or this girl and so on.
Right.
So yeah, anything with a 2 VFO, high quality not super flagship, but good quality flagship radio with 2 VFOs.
Yes.
I think I'm into. And sometimes, of course, you can just quickly you can hit the 15-meter button, on 20 or something, and just have a quick spin on one ear just to check that you've missed something. Do you remember, before we go, Charlie Norway 2 radio, was it?
Yes.
He used to do. He would call CQ here and here. He would be on 20 and 15, and I remember hitting him on 20, and he said, and he spotted very quickly, we haven't worked on 15. We'd worked on all the other bands. And he just gave me a frequency. He said, I'll see you there. And I went there, and he called me. But this is 10, 15 years ago. He had the technology then that after the contest you could dial back in and listen to both of his VFOs.
Right.
And what he was doing, I didn't realize he had like another 2 contacts before he went to 15 and then levered me in between. And he did that, Tim, for 48 hours.
Yeah, he was.
Did you ever meet him?
Just Jim was a great guy. Callum, one last question.
Yes,
what's your favorite guitar?
I don't care as long as it looks nice.
Oh, that's great. We'll have to do a show all about guitars one of these times. How about that?
I'm a drummer, Tim. Come on.
Well, they saw the guitars in the background, and of course that gets the questions going.
Yeah,
But
I
Callum,
know.
thank you so much for coming on today and all the hard work of making the verticals that are in use all over the world. Guys are having a ball with them. They're having a blast. They're on the air. It's easy to get going,
Yeah.
and we really enjoy our relationship with DX Commander, and we're very proud to carry your products here.
Thank you so much for your kind words. And regards to all the people back home. Tim, all the best, sir.
Okay. Take care, Callum. We'll see you next time. And thanks to all of you for watching today. We'll see you tomorrow on the weekend special. Tune in for that. It's a very special one. Until then, 73 from DX Engineering.
Goodbye.